Okay, here's what I've been doing since yesterday or the day before. I can't remember when I started. I had bought, long ago, I had bought one of these, a couple of these DMT Sharp diamond stones, diamond sharpening stones. I had bought the extra fine based on the recommendation of some YouTube video I had found. And I had bought a extra fine, I think. But based on another YouTube video that I have since watched, I bought a coarse and an extra fine or something like that. So I have four. I have a coarse, which is kind of like a 325 grit. Then a fine, which is like a 600 grit. Extra fine, which is 1200 grit. And the extra fine, which is 8000 grit, which I doubt that I'll have to use very often, but it's good to have. And so they're heavy enough that you don't really need a holder, because they don't move really if you put it on, say, like a shelf liner thing or something, to hold it so it doesn't slide around on your bench. But I've seen a few videos lately where people make these holders. And so the last couple of days I've been making this with some scrap wood. So I found a 1/2 inch plywood. 3/4 would have been nice, but 1/2 inch will do. And then I did go and buy some molding, 3/4 inch by 1/4 inch thick molding, because I just find that easier to use. Then a lot of people, what they do is they route out the pockets for these diamond stones, which, you could do, but number one, I don't like using routers. Number two, it seems much easier just to use wood strips to build around the stones on your board. And so I've used a few ideas I saw, kind of combined them all. And so I have this 1/2 inch plywood board. On the back, as you see, I have glued and screwed, I think it's a scrap wood strip that I found, plywood. And that's so that you can clamp it in a vise, and it'll be solid to your table like that. And so basically the first thing I did was place the stones on the board and fit the molding strips around. So that's the coarse. This is the fine. This is the extra fine. And this is the extra fine. And so I found it easy to just fit the wood strips around, because the wood strips are 1/4 inch, and these diamond stones are probably maybe 3/8 of an inch thick. And so they do sit above the wood strips, and they don't move. And another thing that I'm still working on is, right now I have contact cement on here, but I'm going to be putting, I have a leather strop here that I eventually am going to have one. This is the smooth side. On one side of the, I found another, I don't know if it's 1/2 inch or what, another piece, scrap piece of plywood. So I'm going to glue with contact cement the smooth side on one and the suede side on the other. And then that's going to go in here. So I'll have my 4 diamond stones left to right, and then I'll have the leather strop right here. Now, another idea that I took that I saw a lot of people do, but I wasn't quite sure if I could do it or not, was how to get the stones out of there. And so you drill with a Forstner bit. I went down about halfway through the bottom 1/2 inch plywood base through the wood strip. And so this hole is sitting below the bottom surface of the plate. And so that way you can either put your finger in there, which the holes are big enough, and just lift it up. Another idea that I found was, I'm not sure if these are, I just got these little tiny magnets, rare earth magnets at Harbor Freight yesterday. I could have gotten bigger ones, but these will do. And I drilled a Forstner bit hole into the base and super glued the magnets in there so they're flush. And that is so, you know, should I want to stand this up, you know, to store it, yeah, those 2 tiny magnets for each one are strong enough that it'll hold them and they won't fall out, which is kind of cool. The fit is tight enough that maybe you don't even need the magnets, but it doesn't hurt. And so I can lift those. Yeah, so if you pull straight up, the magnets hold it. But they're strong enough to hold them down here by themselves. But not so strong that you can't pull them up. And I could also use just a screwdriver to pry it up if I wanted, but I don't think I'll need to because that hole is big enough for my finger. Okay, and once again, with those magnets, I can store this standing up and they won't fall out. Now I might figure out another thing, maybe embed a magnet in the I don't know, maybe not. But pretty cool. And so I'll do my hone in here. Maybe with this section here, I might, some people put little markers or little strips of wood so you can figure out easily how far to put your plane blade or your chisel blade in the honing guide for a particular angle. But I don't need that right now. And so what I did after I built this thing, last night I put just a thin coat of varnish. I had some real old, but it's still good, Deft wood finish that I think I probably used on my very first instruments, like 25 years ago or so, but I still had the can. I had a quart can of the Deft wood finish, and it brought back memories because you open it up and then I stirred it, but it smells like bananas. It's kind of a pleasant smell. I had forgotten that smell. Uh, my very first instruments, I think I used Deft instead of spraying or French polishing. But that smell came back to me, that banana. It smells like banana. So anyway, this came out okay. At first I thought I was going to have to screw these strips of molding in, and so that's why I have these two, but it split the wood right here. But I found that just Titebond is strong enough to hold it. And so I'm kind of pleased with how that came out. So everything will be in one place. I just go down the line when I'm doing my sharpening and then hone it here. And I won't have to keep pulling out individual plates when I do my sharpening. As I learn how to do sharpening, I'm still a newbie at that, learning how to sharpen chisel and plane blades by hand, aside from using the Tormek, which I sometimes use. Alrighty, so it's kind of exciting. That was a project that I just finished, and I think it's going to help a lot. So long.